Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. Hope you all doing well. I am back for another weekly album review. This week I'm reviewing them, Return to Hemmersmoor. And it was released by Steamhammer Records on October 30th, 2020. It was a good album to listen just before Halloween. Quick background on the band. Them was originally formed in 2008 by vocalist Troy as a King Diamond tribute band. The project started to evolve when Troy came up with a concept idea in 2014, and he then modulated a story, band, album, and show around it. The result was Them, a theatrical heavy metal band comprised of musicians from around the globe, especially US and Germany. Them's debut concept album was Sweet Hollow, and that one caught my attention as I can't get enough of anything that sounds similar to Merciful Fate and has quality. They released the follow-up entitled Manor of the Seven Gables in 2018. Well, the second one I didn't like it as much as the debut. So now the third one is really this defining moment for my relationship with a band. Them, not surprisingly, sound a lot like King Diamond, but there's a hint of more power metal acts, especially bands like Powerwolf. They use also thrash elements that add speed and aggressiveness to some songs. With Return to Hemmersmoor, then continued the concept of combining the horror, fantasy, theatrical piece with thrash power metal. This is actually the third part of a trilogy that was launched back in 2016 on the aforementioned Sweet Hollow and continue with the second album. Return to Hemmersmoor definitely sounds more mature, both from a songwriting and production perspective. It's also a heavier one. After the intro track, which is a bit too long for an intro track to be honest, but anyways, we get to two short and thrashy punch-in-your-face type of songs. That's Age of Accession and the Tumultuous Voyage to Hemmersmoor. The former is when Metallica meets King Diamond, and I do like especially the touch of this very nice guitar solo. I also like how Troy doesn't hold back on the falsettos on this second track. The latter track almost merged together with the first one, but it has less high-pitched screams, and it's when it gets very similar to Powerwolf. Later on the track Waken, them combine the aggressiveness of those first tracks with melody and epicness. It's also a nice track. Another early highlight for me on the album is the pair of high-energy, super melodic and epic songs, those being Free and Field of Immortality. Great songs, very catchy and fist-pumping. I also love the bass sound in Field of Immortality. It's not in your face, but it is there, and you can feel the ferocious beat throughout the album. Despite being a theatrical album and concept, I am happy with the number of narrations and transition tracks. Those are rather limited, thank God, which makes the 45 minutes an okay length for the album. More on that later. The single Battle Blood is another good song, and I'm happy it is placed at the final moments of the album. It makes it more interesting and gives us something to strive for as you head towards the end. The last proper track, Mastro's Last Stand, it's also an engaging closer. Now, I always have to look for the dark side of the album, in this case to be a bit picky, and not that it's a surprise to anyone, but sometimes it is a bit too much like King Diamond. For example, in the song The Thin Veil, that they use Miranda instead of Melissa, it's almost comical. The other thing, Return to the Hemmersmoor, does get a bit long at the later part. A couple of tracks don't work as well. I would highlight, for example, Hellhounds. That didn't quite work for me. Wrapping up here, I was positively surprised with Return to Hemmersmoor when comparing to the previous album. The full package is top notch, from the album cover to the production, it's all very well written and executed. Yes, it's nothing original really, but it is a lot of fun. Balancing those two sides, I give Return to Hemmersmoor 81 out of 100, which means a confident good album. Having finished this trilogy, I hope them will build from here and maybe spread their wings and fly beyond the King Diamond framework. Alright, so thanks for listening, for being here. Please share, like, subscribe, and BeMetalways!